Good afternoon and welcome to another installment of the Uplift with Vision. I'm so glad you're joining me today. We're going to pray in really fast right now because I have a lot of things to say. So let's pray in. Knowing and accepting that God is all there is, and our God is our good, and our good is our health. Our God is our good, and our good is our joy. Our God is our good, and our good is our love, peace, harmony, and unity. I know this is the truth of all life everywhere. So I bless it. I bring it all forward right here into this present moment, into this eternal now. I know it is all God. It is all good. And so it is. So good afternoon. Here we are, Tuesday. This is Tools for Tuesday. We're talking about tools for personal transformation. I've got my notes here. You ready? We're ready to go. You ready? Okay, good. Here are some tools that we're going to talk about today for changing our mindset, right? So here's what we have. We have 5 tools for personal transformation: affirmations, meditations, affirmative prayer, reading, and chanting or singing. These are all fabulous tools for personal transformation and healing. And what they're healing is they're healing our illusion of separation. That's what's going on. You know, it's a very unusual time in which we find ourselves right now, isn't it? Yeah. Fear is up, I think, in a lot of us. Maybe fear might be up for most of us. And what we need more than anything else in this moment is we need a guardian at the gate. We need those tools for transformation so that we can choose our thoughts wisely. Because their thoughts become the habits, and the habits become, the outpicturing of our life and then lifetimes. So we want to choose those thoughts, and we are the ones in control. We're the only ones in our heads. So we get to choose those thoughts we think as we go about our day to keep us uplifted, to keep us in love and joy, or to sink us down into the human race consciousness of the moment, which is fear. Right? So we want to just absolutely keep ourselves in as highest a thought as we can in the moment. We think of our mind, again, that thing that just kind of rolls around by itself, like the room full of drunken monkeys, as they call it, or the putting the puppy back on the paper. We have to continue to train our minds to go to the thoughts that are helpful and uplifting. And so it's like a child. It's like if your child came to you at dinner time and said, "I want candy for dinner," right? You wouldn't give them candy for dinner. You would say, "Oh, that's a really interesting thought you have there. But how about this instead," right? How about this instead? So your mind is very much like that child, asking those inappropriate questions, right? Instead of, let's have candy for dinner, or why can't we have candy for dinner? Your mind is asking you things like, "Oh my God, how many people are going to get sick? Oh my God, how many people are going to get sick?" So treat your mind like you would treat that child. Don't attach to that thought. Just allow it to happen and say, "Yeah, that's an interesting thought." So when fear comes up, you can change the conversation in your own mind. What do we do? Right? What do we do when something like that happens? We train our minds to change that conversation. So when the fear thought comes up, "Oh my God, what happens if half the people get it?" We have to ask ourselves better questions. That's really what it is. We have to ask ourselves better level questions. Our vision practitioner, Ann Dinopoli, I thank her for that. She's the one that always says, "Are you asking the best question?" You need to ask yourself better questions. So what if the better question in this particular point in time is, "Gee, I wonder how many people are immune to this?" That's a better question. Ask yourself, "Gee, I wonder how many people have already got it and recovered, and they're carrying around inside of them a healthy amount of antibodies," right? That's a better question to ask. The better question keeps us focused in the truth and not on the problem. Placing all your attention on the problem feeds the problem. And we know this. As religious science, we know this. Placing all of our attention on the problem absolutely feeds the problem with our energy. So we're going to talk today about tools for transformation, tools to transform transform from that fear thought into a faith thought. And I thought I would start with affirmations. That's the first tool in your toolbox. Affirmations. And I want to read you some here. These are from Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. It says, "My healing is already in process. My healing is already in process." Great affirmation to keep around you today. "I deserve good health." This is a terrific statement. I deserve good health. "I listen with love to my body's messages." Here's another one. "My health is radiant, vibrant, and dynamic right now." "I am grateful for my perfect health." Carry that one around with you wherever you go, from the bathroom to the living room to the kitchen today. Just carry that affirmation with you. I am grateful for my perfect health. And say it, and just say it, and say it out loud. Here's another one. "My body heals rapidly." These are all great affirmations to use, and they shift our energy from the constricting energy of fear to the releasing energy of faith. Right? So that's one tool we have in our spiritual toolbox that we can use. Another one is meditations. We talked about them yesterday. Mindful meditations to bring us into the present moment where fear does not occupy the same space, right? Fear does not occupy the same space as faith. So we use a mindful meditation to bring us into that eternal now where there is only love. And yesterday we talked about the posture and the breath and the concentration and the eyes, remember? And we talked about moving into the present moment using those techniques. So whenever you need to, just take that 5-minute moment out, right? That 5-minute time to just reconnect with the breath, to concentrate, to resume your posture, to close your eyes. And then when you open your eyes after 5 minutes, to allow your eyes to land on something and just see it. Just see it for what it is. This is that mindful meditation. And I think the day before that we talked about anxiety. If anxiety begins to rise up in you, right? You do the 5-step countdown. Do you remember that from the other day? The 5-step countdown to the present moment awareness where we realize our good. Because that's what we want to do. We want to detach from the fear. I know there's fear, but what we're doing is we're detaching from it. We're simply observing it. And we're sitting in the peace and the love and in the present moment. And in this present moment, there's enough air in the room. There's enough air to breathe. There is enough love in our hearts. There is enough joy in the soul so that we can be in this present moment and just detach from the fear. Another tool we have is affirmative prayer. Ernest Holmes taught us that, right? It's another tool in our toolbox. Ernest Holmes called it spiritual mind treatment because he said it was a mental process moving us through fear to faith, moving us to the truth of our being. It is affirmative in that it calls forth our good by recognizing God as all there is, unifying with that truth, that we are some part of that universal good. We are some part of that universal truth, that universal intelligence, which is God. And then moving into the next step of affirming, knowing and affirming that our good is already ours because we are heirs to the kingdom, because we are some individualized expression of our good. Our good is already here. It is already done now. And then we move into thanksgiving, thanking the power and the presence for it being done, right? Thanking the power and presence that it's already done. In the mind of God, it already is. We can release with joy, with acceptance, with that sense of thanksgiving that this dynamic power does the work, that we don't do the work. The dynamic power and presence does the work through us. That is affirmative prayer. And that's when fear thoughts get into your head, you don't need to spread them around to everybody else, right? Just like you're being responsible with your physical bodies right now. You're staying at home. You're practicing social isolation. You are, when you have to go to the store or the post office or the bank, you're practicing the safe zone of at least 6 feet, right? You're practicing the 6-foot rule. When you have to go out, you're sanitizing your hands. You touch a handle or something. You make sure your hands get cleaned off. So you are doing everything you're supposed to be responsibly doing for the wellness of your physical body. You need to do everything that you're responsible for the wellness of your spiritual body, for your thoughts. You know, you have to be responsible for your thoughts as well. You don't want to spread the contagion of fear any more than you want to spread the contagion of coronavirus. Don't spread your fear thoughts around. Call your practitioner. Go to prayer. Do your affirmations. Read the Ernest Holmes textbook. The meditations are in the back. Read them. Get familiar with them. Here's one I like. It's in the Science of Mind textbook, and it's called "I Was Told to Live." I was told to live. And he says this: by some inner mystic presence, I was told to live and to love, to laugh and be glad. I was told to be still and know of the one almighty power in and through all. I was told to let that power work through me and in me. I believe that voice, and I receive my good. It's a great, powerful meditation to do. That's returning to truth. It is the return of the truth that we are, and it dispels the fear. It dissolves it away back into the nothingness. It is not the truth of us. So go back to the Science of Mind textbook. Go back to Science of Mind 101. Maybe you have forgotten who you are. Fear has a way of doing that. Go back to the book, to the first 4 chapters, right? The thing itself and what it does and how it works and how you can use it. Because Ernest Holmes said, if fear is the contagion, faith is doubly so. And we believe that. Faith is doubly so. So don't go to fear. Oh my God, how's this going to happen? How are we going to survive? How is my business going to survive? Don't go to fear. Go to God. Go to God. Break out the books that uplift you. And you know, we can scare ourselves silly with all the fear thoughts, with all the news programs on the TV, with all of the stuff that's coming into us through human race consciousness floating through us. We must be vigilant. We must have that guardian at the gate. We have to affirm our health and our oneness. We have to affirm our health and our wholeness. Louise Hay, beautiful, beautiful part of Louise Hay was her affirmations. And here are some terrific ones. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. I recognize my body as a good friend. Love your body, recognize it, accept it exactly the way it is, honor it. Each cell in my body has divine intelligence. I listen to what it tells me, and I know its advice is valid. I am always safe and divinely protected and guided. I choose to be healthy and free. All is well in my world. These are some powerful affirmations by our dear Louise Hay. Things that you can take into your practice right now. Tools that you can use right now. What was I up to? Let's see, affirmations and, reading. I'm up to reading, right? That was number 4, reading. There is also Emma Curtis Hopkins. Remember the class we took? Take Emma off the shelf right now and read it. Read it to yourself and remember who you are. Emma has beautiful affirmations and denials. And we're free to just inspire ourselves. So take your Emma book off the shelf, High Mysticism or Practical Mysticism. She says, I am seeking my good, and my good is my God, because it draws and pushes and moves me on. The good I am seeking is my God. My God is my life. The good I am seeking is my abundant health and well-being. My God is health and well-being. The good I am seeking is strength in all things, God is my strength. So these are the kind of things you want to go to when fear starts to rear its ugly head in our lives, when you're overdosing on the news or all of the ways in which we can scare ourselves. I'm not saying to go about willy-nilly ignoring anything. That's not what anybody ever said. That's not what Ernest Holmes ever said. He said this is real, and we protect our physical bodies along with knowing the truth. And the fifth tool I offer you today is chanting. And don't worry, I am not going to chant and I am not going to sing. Please, not me. I will leave that up to you. You sing at home. You chant at home. There are some beautiful chants that you can find on the New Thought radio stations, or I'm sure you have New Thought CDs at home. Pull them out. Karen Drucker or any one of them. David Alt, I know, and who else? Gary Lynn Floyd. Take out those beautiful CDs, those uplifting CDs, and sing. Sing to them, chant to them. I will spare you my singing. I won't do that to you. So there you have it. There you have it. 5 amazing spiritual tools to uplift you, to change that fear thought into a faith thought, a tool for transformation. That's what we're looking for. So in closing, I want to read to you this little meditation that Ernest Holmes has in the back of his book. I want to leave you uplifted in love, right? So let me read this to you. Through the mist of human fear, love gleams and points the way to freedom. I now decree and declare I am free from all sense of bondage. I am made perfect and whole through knowledge of the real life that is within me. No illusions can enter my thought. I know there is one power, and I know that this one power now protects me from all harm. As perfect love casts out all fear, so my fear flees before the knowledge of truth. I am not afraid. And I want to leave you with that today, those words from Ernest Holmes. Perfect faith casts out fear. That's what it does. And so we know as we practice our tools for transformation, we bring our minds to the truth that all is good, all is God. We are that. We are one. So let's pray out, giving great thanks for this moment in time, for renewing and refreshing our minds, for uplifting our souls, for bringing faith to replace fear, to absolutely know the truth that we are one, that there is just this one life. It is God's life. It is perfect, whole, and complete. It is our life right here, right now, and so it is. Thank you for coming by today. We'll be broadcasting tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I invite you to continue to support Vision as your spiritual home, to continue to donate as if you are sitting in these seats every week, just like you have been. It keeps us able to do what we do here. So thank you for your support. Absolutely love you. From my heart to yours. Have a wonderful rest of the day. See you tomorrow at 1. Bye.